August 16, 2026. We started our class by discussing Sandarbhas. We're going through Bhakti Sandarbha around Anuchad 190 or so. But today we'll have a little special class based on Priti Sandarbha, which is the final Sandarbha by Jiva Goswami, which describes Priti, which also means prema. What are the aspects of prema? What are the causes of prema? What are the symptoms of prema? Okay, it's not Govinda, I thought it was. So, yeah. But in the Sandarbhas, Jiva Goswami brings up the topic of what is the spiritual body of the individual liberated soul made out of, and where is it located? So Jiva Goswami quotes the Srimad Bhagavatam as evidence, and he gives comments on that. And so this topic I'm going to discuss today is Sandarbha, Priti Sandarbha is the source of reference in Bhagavatam. And the topic is which truth to accept and to follow. Because on many points of Tattva Siddhanta in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, there's different views and different ideas. So regarding this Siddha Deha, where is the Siddha Deha, where is this Siddha Srup, which is it's called like that by Rupa Goswami, Seva Sakarupena Surupena Chatri. It's called Siddha Rup. And or Siddha Deha, or Swarup, it's the spiritual form of the liberated soul that one receives when one enters the spiritual world, Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan. So I have a book, I'm going to compare and contrast two different explanations of where the Siddha Deha is located and how one attains it. And we'll see what we'll draw a conclusion of that also. So I have one book in front of me written by a sannyasi from the Gaudiya Math, and he is explaining the 2 points I want to mention. He says that the Siddha Deha or Siddha Rup, which is suitable for internal Leela Seva, appears by inner meditation with a desire for a particular sthairati, and is developed by internal meditation. And then he goes on next page and says, the spiritual form, which means Siddha Srup, is inherent in the Atma. So he's saying that in the Jivatma of the conditioned soul, every conditioned soul, it's inherent, it's inside his or her spiritual Siddha Srup or Siddha Deha. And how it manifests by performing sadhana bhakti. Presently, it was unmanifest in the Atma, but although it's inherent, but nonetheless, you attain it when it manifests. So that's his viewpoint. Siddha Deha is inside the Jivatma, and it manifests by sadhana. Now we have another viewpoint, another explanation of the same principle. Where is the Siddha Deha? And this is based on Srimad Bhagavatam and Jiva Goswami's teachings in the Bhakti Sandarbha. Anuchad number 10, which means section number 10 of Priti Sandarbha. He quotes a verse to explain where are the Siddha Dehas located. Are they in the Atma or are they not in the Atma? So he quotes a verse from the 3rd canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 15, verse 14. Vasanti yacha purusha sarvaikanta murtaya ye nimittena dharmain aradayan harim. All the people living in Vaikuntha have spiritual forms like Bhagavan, like that of Bhagavan in Vaikuntha. All these Siddha Dehas or Siddha Srupas worship Hari without any motive or desire for fruit. The Jiva Goswami comments on shade number 10. There are an unlimited number of eternal transcendental forms, Siddha Srupa, Siddha Deha, existing in Vaikuntha, which of course also includes Goloka Vrindavan. Each one of them is a portion of Bhagavan Vishnu's effulgence, Jyotir Amsha Bhuta. And these individual Siddha Dehas constitute the divine beauty or splendor of the spiritual world. When one attains liberation and prema, then one's individual Atma unites with one of these spiritual forms, is made to unite with one of these spiritual forms by Bhagavan Vishnu or Krishna. So, there's a footnote here. He says, attainment of a transcendental body to become an eternal associate is made possible by union of the Jiva Srupa with one of the spiritual forms in the spiritual world. I'll read more on this topic. So this, although the previous quotation we read by the sannyasi and the Gaudiya Math, Gaudiya Vaishnava, saying the spiritual form is in the Atma, the Srimad Bhagavatam says the spiritual forms are in the spiritual world, made of spiritual energy, Srupa Shakti of Krishna or Vishnu. So there's a difference there. Okay, I have some other references I want to read here. This is the same point repeated in the commentary by Satyanarayana Das Babaji of Jiva Institute, a commentary on shade number 10 of Bhakti Sandarbha. When a liberated soul gives up the material body, Krishna assigns or gives him a spiritual body from the spiritual world. This is the eternal body of that liberated person. It's called Siddha Srupa, Siddha Deha, or Parshad Deha. These bodies are eternal and uncreated. They have existed in the spiritual world without beginning, and they will never come to an end. In other words, they're eternal. The constitutional identity of each jiva is to be a servant of Bhagavan. Okay. Performing seva internally via the eternally perfect spiritual body Siddha Deha is the speciality of the Gaudiya Sampradaya. Rupa Goswami mentions that a sadhaka should perform seva both in the sadhaka external body and in the Siddha Deha, spiritual body. When one takes shelter of a qualified guru and performs seva without any ulterior motive or separatist mentality, and when the guru is pleased with such seva, Bhagavan Krishna reveals the Siddha Deha of such a disciple in the heart of the guru. The guru in turn reveals it to the disciple, who then performs seva in this spiritual form during meditation. Here, now he's mentioning the same point that was made by the sannyasi in this book we read previously. Some devotees propagate the idea that the Siddha Deha is already existing inside our Atma in a dormant sleeping state. They claim that every Jiva already has the Siddha Deha within it, and that it is not something that is bestowed from outside. Such a view is not supported by Sri Jiva Goswami or by Srimad Bhagavatam. So after this, in honor of shade 11 and 12, and for a couple hundred shades, Jiva Goswami explains examples from Bhagavatam to show how people, the devotees who got liberated, got their Siddha Deha brought from the spiritual world. Anyone know examples? Anyway, Narada Muni is the first one. The first canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 6, verse 29. He attained prema by doing bhakti, and then at the time of dying, he had darshan before he died of Vishnu. Then Vishnu brought him a spiritual body and took him to the Vaikuntha. So that's described. Then he mentions about about Gajendra also. So the point of this discussion is that the spiritual body is not generated by sadhana, which this book by the sannyasi was saying. But since anything having a beginning is also subject to destruction, nor is itself disclosed within the Atma. Rather, the divine form was given to Narada, already existed in Vaikuntha prior to the attainment of Narada becoming liberated. So the divine body was brought into union with Narada's Atma by Vishnu himself. Sri Bhagavataiva Mai Prayujamane Niyamane. Then he cites the example of Gajendra. Gajendra also, at time when he's dying, Vishnu brought a spiritual body for him to take him to the spiritual world. Then he said, in this verse that is quoted from the 8th canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 3, verse 19, describes the liberation and attainment of a spiritual body by Gajendra the elephant. So there's a word there and it says, Rati Deam Aviyam Krotu Daya Vimokshana. At the time of liberation, he was given or awarded or granted a spiritual body. It's not true that the form is disclosed from within the Atma. It refutes the idea of the Siddha Deha being inherent. So here we have we're discussing one tattva and there's two different viewpoints. Bhagavatam Jiva Goswami says the spiritual body is in the spiritual world and it's received as a gift from Guru. That's called Siddha Pranali Diksha. Or you can also receive it by mercy of Krishna, can come in a dream by chanting Hare Krishna, getting purified consciousness, coming to the level of Bhava. At the level of Bhava, Krishna can directly reveal Siddha Deha. But the main point that the Bhagavatam establishes, and the Goswamis established everywhere in the writing, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, all the 6 Goswamis, main point they established, Siddha is not inside the Atma, it's not inherent inside of us, it comes from outside. How you get it, there's different ideas, approaches to that. Traditional Gaudiya Vaishnava Parivar, they describe that the Guru gives it by meditation, which is described by Satyanarayana Das in the commentary on Bhakti Sandarbha, on shade number 10. So now the question is, which truth to follow? So the answer is easy. there's different, first of all, what is the primary authority for the Gaudiya Sampradaya? Srimad Bhagavatam is the supreme authority. This is established by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who spoke in Caitanya Bhagavat, Sarva Vedanta Sarami, that the Bhagavatam is Sarva Vedanta. Anta means end. Yet the end of all Vedanta is Bhagavatam. He says, Sarva Vedanta Saramhi. This Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta. And also the Bhagavatam is called Paramahamsa Samhitam. It's the supreme law book and supreme scripture, Paramahamsa Samhitam. And it's called Mahapuran, Amala Puran. It's totally pure and it's greatest Puran because it only propagates love of Krishna and seva of Krishna like Radha and the Gopis of Vrindavan. So everyone in the Gaudiya Sampradaya accepts, agrees, and follows the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's the supreme Praman. There's no higher Praman than that. It's higher than Mahabhagavad, Mahabharata. It's higher than Upanishads. It's higher than Puranas. It's higher than Gita. It's the topmost final word. So now that's one point. And the second, so the scripture, supreme Praman for scripture is Bhagavatam. So now you have acharyas. We quoted one Gaudiya Sannyasi saying the Siddha in the Atma, and it's revealed one quote he said it comes as a sprout. He said it first appears as a sprout, then it grows. And the Bhagavatam says it's already there, fully developed, expanded from Krishna in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. 3:15-14 Bhagavatam. And it's revealed by bhajan, by meditation, or from Guru. So now you have the question, one sannyasi is saying this, one Gaudiya sannyasi is saying this, Jiva Goswami is saying this. So who to follow? So Krishna's Kaviraj in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi chapter 5, verse 37, he explains, and I'll quote the verse, he says, 1137, Adi chapter 1, verse 37, H.I. Guru, Shiksha Guru, Ye, Tan Sabara Pada Padma, H.I. Guru, Shiksha Guru, Ye Amar, Tan Sabara Pada Padma, Koti Namaskar. Krishna's Kaviraj is saying, the 6 Goswamis, H.I., these are the Shiksha Gurus for the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya. I offer them millions of obeisances. So the Shiksha Gurus and the teachings of the 6 Goswamis are the ultimate authority and ultimate praman in question of tattva, rasa, and tattva, and siddhanta for the Gaudiya Sampradaya. So you can say, well, my guru is the Gaudiya Sannyasi, and he says this. So we say pranams, dandavat, but you ever hear a court of law? Court of law is where you decide the law. What's the law? There's different levels of courts. There's a county court, there's a city court, there's a district court, then there's the Supreme Court of India. That's the last final stop. You get some decision in the lower court, you can appeal it and go to a higher court, and a higher court, and a higher court. And final court is Supreme Court. Whatever they decide is the final word. You can't go, no appeal after that. So they say go to jail, go to jail. So your guru, my guru, is absolute for me as a disciple. But relatively for the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya, your guru, my guru, is a local court power, local court. The Supreme Court for the Gaudiya Sampradaya, the final word is the teaching of the 6 Goswamis. Any genuine guru in the Gaudiya Sampradaya will accept it. The ultimate praman is Srimad Bhagavatam, and the ultimate Shiksha Gurus for every single member of the Gaudiya Sampradaya are the 6 Goswamis. Vande Rupa Sanatana Rupa Yugo, Sri Jiva Gopal Go. So Krishna's Kaviraj and all of us should offer Koti Namaskar, millions of obeisances. Sabara Pada Padma. He's saying, H.I. Guru Shiksha Amara. My Shiksha Gurus are the feet of these Padma, these lotus feet of the 6 Goswamis. I offer them millions of obeisances. So whenever there's a question, well, this sannyasi said that, but the Sri Jiva Goswami said that, we offer respect to that sannyasi or that guru, but we follow the Sri Jiva Goswamis and we follow the Srimad Bhagavatam. But he's saying, this Gaudiya sannyasi is saying the Siddha is in the Atma. And the Bhagavatam is saying Siddha is in Vaikuntha. And the proof is, it was brought for Narada Muni, it was brought for Gajendra, it was brought for Yayati, it was brought for Putana, it was brought for, who else? So many others for this. Ajamil, there's 7 different devotees, got Siddha brought from the spiritual world, already there, already fully manifest, given at the time of liberation or a time of prema. So that's the discussion on Sandarbhas, that like I was, sometimes it's an acronym, I think that's what it's called. They describe ISKCON and Gaudiya Math collectively as IGM. Like, you know, you have IBM. IBM is called acronym, abbreviation. What does it mean?
International Business Machines.
Thank you. IBM means International Business Machine. And there's a movie company back in the 70s called MGM. What does that mean? Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
Yeah, 3 guys.
MGM. And then, you know, so you have a BB, you know, or BBT. What does that mean? Nobody knows?
Bhakti Vedanta Book Trust.
You don't know BBT?
I know BBT.
So say it.
I don't know what the abbreviations mean. Was it Bhakti Vedanta?
Bhakti Vedanta Book
Did you
Trust.
say BBT?
Oh my God. Too smart, I mean. I think you better find another teacher. I can't handle your smartness.
Not any time money.
BBT. Bhakti Vedanta Book Trust.
Things like BBTI now.
That's that, yeah, don't twist her, yeah. That's a new one. After 72. Before 72 it was BBT. After 72, BBTI. Bhakti Vedanta Book Trust International. New edition of Gita, new edition of Bhagavatam. You know, change is good, no?
Well, change is different.
Yeah, that's a better way to say it. Change is different.
Without saying anything.
Yeah, without saying, yeah. Yeah, that's neutral, diplomatic way of saying. Anyway, I personally read the pre-72 issue, because that's the books I got when I joined, so I got attached to what Prabhupada said, as it is. Anyway, that's the end of this discussion on this Siddha, and the point was making which truth to follow. So that's, you can say, a subjective viewpoint. You can follow, ultimately you should follow your guru, that's the ultimate perfection. But if you want to follow, because you have IGM is abbreviation for ISKCON Gaudiya Math, and we also have AGP. No, TGP. I just made it up. Means traditional Gaudiya Parivar. Means Nityananda Parivar, Gadadhara Parivar, Vaita Parivar, Narottam Parivar. These are families originating from some incarnation, some avatar of Bhagavan, like Nitya or Vaita or Gadadhara, or some great liberated soul like Narottam Das Thakur Mahasaya. And Shamananda Sampradaya. So those are called traditional, because they follow the Bhagavatam as the supreme Praman, and they preach the teachings of the 6 Goswamis. There's universal acceptance across the board. But when you come into differences and differences of opinion and viewpoints on Siddhanta, then you enter the IGM territory. So basically, it comes down, there's 2 sides to the fence you can be on, or you can be on the fence. Some people are like that. They have an expression, he's on the fence. He's not in my yard, he's not in your yard, he's sitting on the fence. A little uncomfortable, but he's not, I have 1 foot in Gaudiya Math and 1 foot in traditional. Some people are like that. Okay, that's a good start.
Just hope it's not a picket fence.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Well, what about this one?
Yeah, this is worse.
That's electric. Picket fence, you kind of adjust here and there and avoid the pick. But here, they can't adjust. You got to adjust it. Okay, that's any question on this topic? What we talk about, Baba?
No question, but I have a nice comment for your. There's a lot of Christians in the world, so it might be interesting.
Amen.
Yeah, amen. It might be interesting to know that in one of the letters of Paul in the Bible, he talks about two bodies, and what is born of flesh is flesh, and what is born of spirit is spirit. Very specifically supporting this idea, very subtly in the Bible also.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, spirit's not born, but
Exactly.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, thank you for that.
For the example of Gop Kumar, the description of his changing body.
Gopal Kumar and Bhakti Sandarbha. He was given a body by Krishna.
Each moment.
When he entered the spirit, before he entered Goloka Vrindavan, he got a Siddha Deha. But Krishna gave it to him of a coward boy because Krishna knows past, present, and future. I mean, he didn't.
I missed that point.
I'm saying, Narada Muni is a classic example. So Brihad Bhagavatam can't vary from the Bhagavatam. It's called Brihad Bhagavatam. It's a commentary on Bhagavatam. So you have to understand what's going on. Narada Muni did Vaidhi sadhana, didn't do Raganuga Bhakti, by the way. He did Vaidhi sadhana, he worshipped Vishnu, he chanted Gopal mantra, he got from the sages to stayed with his mother for 4 months. He was chanting Gopal mantra like Gopal Kumar. And he had darshan of Vishnu, and he didn't see him again. He hankered to see him. He heard his aerial voice. Vishnu spoke in the aerial voice and said, "You won't see me again, but I did this to increase your hankering and longing to have my darshan again." So then he went into ecstasy over the next few days or months, was crying and just displaying symptoms of ecstasy, crying, trembling, hair standing on. And then he died. At the time of death, Vishnu came on Garuda with his spiritual body and gave it to him. That's pretty cool. That's described in Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 6, verse 28 and 29. And Brihad Bhagavatam, Gopal Kumar, he chanted Gopal mantra. By the strength of the Gopal mantra and the mercy of his guru, he attained prema. So when he left this world, then he entered, because with prema you can enter the spiritual world. So when he entered the spiritual world, when he entered there, automatically Krishna picked out a coward boy Rupa to give him. The coward boy Rupa is already there in the spiritual world, because that's what the Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 15, verse 14 says. Krishna expands himself into unlimited spiritual bodies in the spiritual world, waiting for a liberated soul to enter. So that's what happened with what you call Gopal Kumar. Krishna gave him Siddha Deha, they embraced him, they fell on the ground, all that cool stuff. It's described there.
Is there any examples in the scriptures that said they went to the spiritual world in the same body?
Yeah.
There's also such an example, no?
Yeah, there's one example. You know where it is? Oh. How long are you in the Bhakti field? How many years?
I got my book 35 years ago.
35 years you're in Bhakti. That's a
Not
long...
in Bhakti, I've been trying to follow the movement, not in Bhakti.
Good. Nice answer. Okay, that's a long time. So you know what you're talking about. But anyway, in the 4th canto, there's a story of boy Dhruva. Dhruva came to Mathura Mandal, to a mountaintop called Dhruva Tila. Tila means small mountain. And then he did tapasya there, and he got darshan of Vishnu. He was meditating on Vishnu in the heart, form. And Vishnu was so pleased with him, he said, "I give you a spiritual planet in the material world. It's called the pole star. It's an eternal planet in the material world, like a Vaikuntha in the material world. and I'll get on your body you're in now, you can go there. So the only example in the Bhagavatam of someone going in their same body is Dhruva Maharaj. So you want to do that too, or what?
No, I'm just trying to follow the
Trend.
theme of the lecture.
Yeah. He's the exception. His body became spiritualized by the arrangement of Vishnu. So that's also possible.
What about this theory that we cannot go even directly? We have to spend one more lifetime in a Krishna's pastime, and then we can go?
Yeah, that's not a theory. That's been accepted as Siddhanta, but Bhagavatam itself describes going directly. In the case of Narada Muni, Gajendra, Ajamil, Yati, Putana, so many Pandavas, I forget who else, Gajendra, like that, 6 or 7 people that got spirit body went directly. But Vishnu Chakravarti Pad wrote in Ragvartman Chandrika, one book, and also in other places, that you can't just enter, and he gave an explanation, you can't just enter Goloka Vrindavan in a Siddha Deha, because you have to have two things, Siddha Deha and Siddha Bhava. So Siddha Bhava means Prema is the beginning of Siddha Bhava. But higher than Prema is what? There's different levels of Prema, which are called Sneha, Man, Pranaya, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav, Divyan, Madan Mahabhav, Divyan, all these different degrees of higher intensities and intimacies of Prema that are experienced only in a spiritual body, only in the spiritual world, directly with Krishna. So that to know the nuances and the different affections and expressions of these bhavas, there must be some training. This is like you land in a scientific lab. You haven't been to college. They say, the guy is charged of the scientific lab. Okay, go do this experiment on the cyclotron. Check the atoms. What's that? What's that? You won't know anything what's going on. So Vishnu says you have to take a birth from a woman of Gopi in Madhurati on an earth planet where Krishna Lila is going on. And then there you meet the Gopis, lead to Vishakaruparati. They give you training in these different higher levels of prema, Sneha, Man, Pranaya. What is it feel, how you support it, how you experience it, how you express it, how you understand what say or to do in that context. So that's called the stopover theory. Get prema in the material world, die, take birth in Krishna Lila with prema, you don't have to do any sadhana, you have prema, go to prema school, prema finishing school with the gopis, and then go to the spiritual world. So that Siddhanta was established after the 6th Goswami. And it's a little modification of the Bhagavatam, saying a stopover. So that's mostly been accepted by all Gaudiya Vaishnavas, not all of them. Most TGP.
So that
traditional Gaudiya Paribhar.
statement of, I think, Rupa Goswami, then he was longing when the day comes when Lalita will teach me music and the others Gopi will teach me the art and so on. That's relating to the period.
That's Raghunath Das, I think.
I think Raghunath, right.
Savavali. The same way, okay, I know the idea. What's the question?
So the thing is that
That's Russ.
relating to that period when he's getting training, or he's praying like a sadhaka, who is full.
Yeah, just like Arjuna and Gita is in Maya, but he's not in Maya.
Yeah, sure.
It's a role. It's teaching for the sadhaka. Rupa Goswami is a Swarup Shakti expansion direct from Radharani. Kaya Vyuha. Her body is made of Ladini and Samvit. So she doesn't have to do any sadhana. She doesn't have to meet anybody to get trained up. She's a teacher herself. Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, they're teachers. But that's for us, because they're writing books for us, not for them. So you understand that. You're just clarifying your understanding. So I think it's finger exercise? Or
Yes,
what?
and I want to say something.
Okay.
It was both. My Gurudev called a stopover of the lobby.
Outside where the movie's being shown?
No, lobby in the building. It's not the.
Lobby is outside where you buy the candy. You go through the doors and you're inside the theater.
Yeah, right. That's right. It's not the theater where the.
It's an outside lobby.
It's not outside either.
It's like a hotel lobby where you check in.
Yeah,
But it's not the swimming pool, not the jacuzzi,
Right. But
not
it's
the pool
outside
table,
in
not the
cold.
room. It's just the lobby.
Yes.
That's free.
But there's
Pretty
candy.
moderate.
There's
For,
candy there.
for an Indian Brahmin, that's pretty hip language.
That's candy there. That's what I call
Candy.
it. Yeah, in the theater lobby.
Yeah, there's candy, yeah, popcorn also.
Yeah.
Peanuts also.
Yeah. Chocolate.
Bring back old memories, right? Okay, that's interesting addendum.